So YouTube has just announced a new harassment policy, and I haven't seen anyone else's reaction to this, but basically a big reason why this might be important is bigger channels such as Leafy is Here, Drama Alert, a lot of channels that are really picking up as of late. They kind of depend on, pointing out someone in the YouTube community who's kind of doing something shady and, exposing that. And a lot of these channels aren't so nice to said person, and then it just gets blown up, and, some people consider, like Leafy is Here, to be a cyber bully. Me personally, I don't watch these channels. I don't, I don't watch Drama Alert. When it crosses into my shit, I'll like see what's going on there. But in general, like I know my buddy Mr. Madly Insane. He has a channel that's sort of in the vein of these channels, and his content's great, and I enjoy his content. I enjoy his content more than like Leafy is Here, which I'm sure you'd love to hear. But the thing about those channels for me is a lot of it's almost like, look at this YouTuber right here who put in 5% of the work that this other person put in, and they got all these views and other shit. But that's just kind of how life works, Like, I've put in way more hours than other YouTubers who've made it big, and there are other people who put way more hours than I have, and they have a lot less views. And, it's fucked up. And that's how all life works, my life, like I consider myself a hard worker, and I try to do all that I can do. But at the same time, I'm not working that hard. I'm not walking across a 2-mile field to get a glass of water. Like, I'm sitting on the backs of generations who had to work hard, Like, and if anything, they made it so my life could be easy, right? That's my dog doing that. And, considerably, my life's pretty easy. Like, everyone's life is tough at the same time, and, I have stress and all this other shit, but I, respectably, labor-wise, and, like, to do simple tasks, my life is fucking easy AF, like, all day, every day. But with this new harassment policy, they've also stated basically almost they left it open in the air, so they made it so they can just abuse the system however they want. Like if they're like, oh, that person is stepping out of line, we can shut them down. And I was watching Detta and Hip Hop, which is a music reviewing channel, and they were talking about Azealia Banks, how she got shut down off of Twitter. But there are like ISIS accounts that are on Twitter, and those are fine. And they're basically saying how these sites aren't safe places. They're not catering to our feelings. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, these giant social media sites, ultimately, it's the wild, wild west, and no one knows who anyone is. YouTube, when people give an example of fucked up things people say on the internet, they go to YouTube comments, because at least with Facebook and Twitter, there's like a link to that real person. And like with Twitter, a lot of people make fake accounts just to fucking be a dick. They don't want to be like, oh, I don't want my people going to my real account. I'll make a fucking douchebag account, and I'll comment on everything and give my opinions. And call these people out, and F up all those faggots. I don't know what goes on in their heads. And those type of accounts, I don't really care if they get shut down. Like, it's a freedom of speech thing, but again, it's YouTube and Twitter, it's ultimately their companies. Like, like, I'm open for a free internet, and I'm one of those people where it's like, if your safe space is getting invaded, and you're able to just click it off a phone, then just click it off the phone. Like, me personally, before I, like, started my YouTube channel, I didn't leave comments. I never fucking left a comment in my life. Like, if I didn't like what a YouTuber was doing, I unsubscribed. If someone says something stupid to me on Facebook, I would unfriend them, I would do whatever. Like, I don't see why people, like, this goes into politics too with Donald Trump, how they're like, you know what, let me write this fucking thing and give them all this attention. No, if you want to stop people from being in your life on the internet, you can easily exclude the fuck out of them. And, like, you giving them that attention is usually the only reason why they're in your face in the first place. And they've succeeded. So the YouTube safe thing, going back to the dead end hip hop thing, basically some shit they were talking about. They're arguing, kind of, if a site like Twitter or YouTube should go in and do that, or shouldn't they? And for me personally, it's like, I don't think I've ever, like, left a negative comment that wasn't, like, responding to me. Like, I put out, like, I'm on the internet all day, so obviously I'm gonna throw some shit out there and my opinions are gonna get some places. I've made big videos talking shit about people's, like, movies that they've spent hundreds of thousands of hours on, and it's their dream project, and I'm here in my fucking house, fucking talking shit about it, and, like, totally disrespecting it. Something like directing a movie is something I'll probably never accomplish, and here I am, a douchebag, being like, you suck! And so in that vein, I have dished out my fair share, and so it'd be wrong of me to just kind of not accept other people, like, throwing shit back at me. So for me, it doesn't matter. I've never, I don't think, people always talk about when they were a kid, the shit they used to say. I was the kid who never left a comment. Like, I don't think I ever, like said a mean thing to hurt someone's feelings on the internet ever. I didn't use Facebook for a long ass time, until I started YouTube. I didn't start Twitter until then. I had YouTube, but I just watched shit. That's it. And if you're like that, I would recommend commenting and shit. Basically just to stir community. It's very rewarding. But at the same time, I never left these fucking dickhead comments or I never said anything mean. I would just unsubscribe if I was upset by what they said. That's it. And I don't see why people, like, don't understand that philosophy. They gotta, I don't know. So for me, this whole harassment policy, what are my thoughts? It doesn't affect me, because I know the shit I say is, like, unless they're gonna go at a reviewer who's talking shit about a movie, I doubt they will, because that would be all sorts of fucked up. But unless they go at critics who are, like, giving their piece on a piece of art, I don't think I have anything to worry about. If like, I don't think I'm never gonna have a comment, like, from, like, ever back ago get erased, because I don't think I ever left that comment. So it doesn't really bother me. And these channels that everyone's worried about, I'm not subscribed to. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. It doesn't bother me. I need to find a better way to end videos.